Welcome to my soft handmade page, and I hope you're doing well. For today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this little pouch. It's very easy to make. I try to make it as simple as possible. It's also very beginner friendly. It's a pretty cute design with the little bow in the middle. It is 10 centimeters wide and almost centimeters, so 9.5 centimeters long. If you want, you can also purchase this crochet item on my Instagram page. You can send me a DM to order. All my socials will be down in the description if you're interested. For the materials, we're going to need one 4mm crochet hook and 2 balls of yarn, preferably 2 different colored yarns. This one is 55% cotton and 45% acrylic, and the other one is just the same. Lastly, we will also need scissors and a needle. Let's begin our project. I will be doing the base with this mustard colored yarn. You can of course choose your desired colors. As always, we will make a foundation chain, so first make your slip knot. I already have a very beginner friendly tutorial on my channel, so if you'd like to check that out, the link will be in the description. Now we're going to chain 30. There is our foundation chain. Now in this project we're going to be working in double crochets only. So first off, we're going to chain 2. Now we will be counting the chains. So we have 1, 2, 3, and in the third one we're going to yarn over, insert our hook inside of that third chain. So then we will be having 3 loops on our hook. The next thing you're going to do is to yarn over, insert the yarn inside of the 2 first loops, then yarn over again and insert the yarn inside of the 2 remaining loops. Here we are doing it again. Just follow along the instructions shown in the tutorial. We will keep making double crochets until the end of this row. So just keep going and I'll see you at the end of this first row. Here I have just finished my last double crochet, and this is how it is supposed to look like. Now moving on to the second row, the first thing we're going to do is to chain 2, then turn your work. In this next row, we're going to yarn over and insert our hook inside of the first stitch we have. Make sure to have both the loops of the stitch on your crochet hook. Then proceed to continue your double crochet. We're going to repeat the same process until the end of the row. There you go. Now we have just finished the second row. This is what you should end up with. Now, just to give you a bit of a reference, we are working the sides of this little pouch. Once we finish it, we're going to fold this in two, just like so. So as you can see, we're just working sideways. This is an easier way to make the base of the pouch. Here to have a better look. Since this yarn is a bit thinner than the one I worked with the other pouch, it's a bit smaller, but they typically have the same size. Now let's continue. Basically, for the next rows, we're going to be making double crochets. So now for this next row, we're going to chain 2, then make a double crochet inside of every single stitch we have. Make sure also to not skip the first stitch of the chain. And once you arrive at the end of every single row, we're going to chain 2 and then make our way to the next row. If you're still confused about how to make a double crochet, you can still rewind and watch that section of the video again. Now just keep going until you have your desired length. Here I have finished mine, and I have made a total of 11 rows. Of course, you can still do how many rows you want. Now for the next step, we're going to be folding our work into two, just like shown in the video. Then the next step is to basically crochet the edges of this little pouch together. You can either crochet them or sew them. In this video, I'm going to show you how to crochet them. First, you're going to chain 1, and then we're going to insert our hook inside of the first ever stitch of the first side and the first ever stitch of the second side. And then we will grab our yarn and pass it through both the loops. We're basically slip stitching both the sides together, so just follow along with the instructions shown in the video. Once you have 2 loops on your crochet hook, just take the second one and insert it inside of the first one. Make sure also to not skip any chains. It will affect the quality of your work. So to explain it again, just insert your crochet hook inside of both the stitches from the first side and the second side, then grab your yarn and pull it through the loop you have on your crochet. Continue slip stitching until the end of your work. There is the result. Now to finish, just chain 1 and cut your yarn. Here we have finished one side, so all there is left is to make the second side. We're going to stitch it up just like we did on the first side. So first off, we need to grab our yarn and insert it inside of the first ever stitches of both the sides we're going to stitch up. Basically, we're going to make a little slip knot to start our work. Once that is done, we're going to do the exact same thing. So just slip stitch inside of each stitch we have on the sides. Again, try not to skip any. To give you a brief explanation again, we're inserting our crochet hook inside both the stitches of the first and second side. Then you grab your yarn, you pull it through, and once you have 2 loops on your crochet, you insert the first loop inside of the second one. So you have 1 loop remaining on your crochet hook. Here are the results, and now all we have to do is cut our yarn. So just chain one and cut the yarn. And there you go, we have finished our base of this little pouch. As you can see, it looks the same. Next, we're going to add some more colors to it. I'm choosing this brown yarn to match with the little pouch. And we're going to make this little top part of our pouch. First thing we're going to do is make a slip knot on the edge where we have these two little strands of yarn poking out. Just choose a spot and poke your crochet inside, then grab your yarn and make a slip knot. Next, we're going to be chaining 2. And just like our base, we're going to be working in double crochets for the whole row. So now yarn over and insert your hook inside of the chain 2 space. We're going to be making a double crochet inside of that same spot. Now continue working on the next space. As you notice, they're pretty big and noticeable, so don't worry, it won't get confusing. Now keep making double crochets until the end of the row and I'll meet you there. We have arrived at the end. This is how it should be looking like. And now to end the row, we're going to be slip stitching inside of the first stitch of the row. There you go. This little edge is making the pouch really pretty. We're going to be adding one other row, so chain 2 and then keep making double crochets. Of course, don't forget the first stitch, so insert your hook inside of the first stitch you have, which is the one right next to the chain 2 we just made. I hope the close-up look is clear enough so that you don't get confused throughout the making of this pouch. Now just keep going until the end of the row again. Here is how it looks like now. It looks way better than before, don't you think? Now to end the row, we're going to slip stitch inside of the first double crochet we made. Now chain 1 and cut your yarn. There you go, we have finished our pouch. All we need to add now are some details and add some little touch-ups. So here I'm going to cut some of the little strands of yarn that are poking out. Then I'm going to flip the work upside down so that the strands will stay inside. It's a little cheat code that crocheters use sometimes since it is pretty annoying to weave in the ends, and also it looks prettier. As you can see, the edges we slip stitched together are now less noticeable. Now for the one remaining strand of yarn, we're going to weave it in so that it's not noticeable. After weaving it in, just cut the remaining yarn, and there you go. Now it is pretty touched up. We just have to add some details that will make it way prettier. It kinda looks like a flower pot, honestly, but the colors are pretty cute and go well together. The first detail we will be adding is the little strand that will help us close the little pouch. I will be using the mustard colored yarn and just kind of measure it around the pouch so that I know the size that I'm going to need. Once you figured it out, just cut your yarn. And now I'm going to use the needle to insert the yarn inside of the empty spaces. Just like shown in the video, you're going to start from the edge and then try to skip one or two double crochets, then insert your needle. Keep going until you arrive at the start of your weaving. And there you go, this is how it is supposed to look like. The color is showing a bit and it's way prettier now. Lastly, just bring the yarn together and we're going to make a little knot just so that it doesn't slip from its place. Here I'm cutting the long strands that are hanging out just so that it's not too long. Here we have finished this first little detail so that it's now able to close. You can just leave it this way if you want, but now let's move on to the little bow in the middle. For the bow, I will be using the brown yarn, and all you have to do now is to basically tie a bow while the yarn is still attached to its ball. Then you're just going to adjust the ribbon form. Keep adjusting it just like shown in the video. And here is mine. Pretty cute. Next up, we're going to need a glue gun. And if you do not have it, I recommend using a tube of glue or any type of glue that will make the yarn stick to its place. So here I'm just putting some glue in the middle and adjusting it with this little Q-tip so that it stays in its place. Then one little trick that I do is I insert the little wooden stick inside of the glue gun, and it helps me target the glue in specific areas that it wouldn't normally reach. And it also helps to not make a huge mess because glue guns usually leave noticeable glue stains, which doesn't look really pretty. So here I'm trying to minimize that. Now I'm cutting some of the length of the bow just to make it a little smaller. And there you go. Now there is one little tiny detail I will be adding, and voila! You've got yourself a cute little pouch that you can style however you want. You can also make it the size you want. It fits many essentials like lip balm or perfume sprays. I really hope the tutorial was useful and that it wasn't too hard to follow through. You can check out my other videos that are beginner friendly on my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!